And where we go.
And where we go.
Where we go. Hello, everybody.
Hello, podcast 14.
Yes, I hope everyone's okay.
It's been another month.
Yeah.
It's another month of lots of stuff.
It seems like forever the gap between us doing these. But I suppose it's because usually we just have to wait for one pay-per-view to do it, then we have to wait for two. So
I feel like it's longer.
Yeah, it might do, but either way, we're back, so we've got more crap to talk about.
Yeah, and we've got things to tribute to at the start as well.
Mm-hmm.
So first is Chris Cornell.
Yeah, I was devastated.
Yeah, me too. I was in the. It was about 12:15, 12:15 at work, and we hadn't had the radio on yet. I was like, I'll stick the radio on. Literally switched it on, and it says Jimmy Page, amongst others, are paying tribute. I was like, oh my god, who's died?
Yeah.
To Chris Cornell. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And then you found out later that it was fucking suicide as well. It's just even.
I can't remember where I was. I just remember I put on my face. I don't know what time or if it was at work or in the morning now, but I just remember putting on my Facebook, and literally the second thing there was Chris Cornell passes away. And I was like, it wasn't like a reliable source.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, fuck off. And then as I scrolled down, it was all over the place. Like, no way. Then you hear it's 52.
Oh no, that's
then,
no age. He's left a wife and 3 kids behind.
Yeah, then the suicide thing. It's like, oh my god. And it's not like
it didn't seem like the kind of type. But then I suppose you wouldn't know, would you?
Well, no. But I mean, like, at first when I heard suicide, it's like, oh man. Because I thought before that maybe a heart attack or something.
Yeah.
Then I heard suicide, I was like, oh, maybe it was an accidental overdose. But hanging yourself... He had big problems, or someone said, I think it was his wife, but of course his wife's going to stand up for his memory. It said she thinks,
pills or something.
Yeah, might have just took too many of them, had a huge panic attack.
Because anxiety pills, if you have a strong medication on them, they can send you down to antidepressants. They send you down to a point where you feel suicidal.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really talk about Cornell that much, but I was a fan of Soundgarden, huge fan of Audioslave, and in the back of my head was always hoping, come on, either a reunion or a new album by them. Now that's completely down the shitter. So, yeah, it's a shame. Great voice. Yeah. Very powerful voice, and gone. So.
And then we lost an actor today, actually, Roger Moore.
What was it, 89?
89. It's a good age.
Yeah,
he had cancer for a bit, apparently. It's cancer that got him again.
Cancer. He gets
007, for anyone who doesn't know. You fucking should know.
Yeah. Mr. Bond.
Mr. Bond.
Yes.
And then finally, I suppose we tribute to what has happened last night / this morning. Manchester, for anyone who doesn't know, Manchester was hit by a suicide bomber. They kind of gave it away that he was a suicide. Well, he was definitely a suicide bomber and a terrorist, but they don't say what. They haven't said whether he's part of ISIS. They haven't said what ethnicity he is or how is he acting alone or anything like that. They just said this guy is a terrorist. He came in, he blew himself up and killed people. Yeah,
it was a weird one because. I mean, I suppose the silver lining is we should be grateful there wasn't more casualties. The amount of people that were in that arena. What was it like?
I think he got into the foyer. So he mainly killed people that were waiting for the people to come out.
Oh, right. I thought it happened because I've seen footage recently, just maybe a couple of hours ago, of obviously mobile phone, and it sounded like it came from the stands, and then someone's going, "Oh my god, what the fuck was that?" And then just blind panic straight afterwards. Wasn't it something like 19 dead, 50 injured, something like that?
It's gone to 22 now.
22, right, okay, mainly teenagers. So, it's a shitstorm. I was confused why, though. I mean, this is a stupid thing to think about, but it was right after the gig finished. So wouldn't you have the chance of more people if... I don't know their logic. Their logic.
They're on timer or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's like you'd think if he was going to do that, he'd wait longer. But
yeah, I mean,
I don't know what his logic was. He may have just been let's run in and blow up as many people as possible.
Well, something weird came up on my feed of like the dates of terrorist attacks, and is it 22nd today? It was 22nd yesterday, wasn't it? 22nd. I think 2-3 years ago was the anniversary of Lee Rigby's beheading, and then there was another one. I think another 2 terrorist attacks that happened with a space between 4 or 5 years of each other on exactly the same date. And something
connected off.
Yeah, well, something happened on the 22nd of July. I can't remember what attack now. It was on the list. So if something happens this year on the 22nd of July, this ain't a coincidence. So people have got,
kind of
someone's
cohesive.
got to well, the security's got to be high anyway in these situations. That's probably going to be the next thing.
That's like one thing, like Piers Morgan, and more I'm starting to like Piers Morgan on ITV in the morning. He's still a prick, but he's not afraid to say anything. So when he says stuff, I'm just kind of like, yeah, that's kind of what a lot of people are thinking, but no one's got the balls to say it because they can't say it. He doesn't care. But one thing I kind of like, he said to one of the police officers that was on the thing, how do we stop this? How does we put an end to this? And instantly I thought to myself, you can't. You can't end it. It doesn't matter how many times you go to war with these kinds of people. It doesn't matter how many times they bomb certain places and kill people, and you retaliate or you don't retaliate. It doesn't matter what you do or what you don't do. It's always going to happen.
It's not the fact that it's like all these terrorist attacks over the years. It's not like it's all been for one reason. It's very easy to go, right, it's to do with religion. If some kind of thing happened where the whole world paid attention of like, right, we've sorted out religion, we've made world peace about it, we've either proved that this is the one God or fuck it, we've just decided. There'd still be other reasons why terrorists happen, whether it be psychopaths or fucking people depressed or people just wankers, basically.
Yeah.
So... Yeah,
so I suppose our hearts really go out to the people, family, and everything that's left behind.
Yeah, a bit of note to start off with.
Yeah, kind of awful.
We have to continue.
But we'll try and keep it lighter.
Yeah, we'll get to the light stuff now.
Okay.
Go.
On with the shit that doesn't really matter, but we like it.
Nerd stuff.
Did you see the Defenders trailer?
What, the teaser or...
The actual trailer that came
think
out.
someone tagged
2
me
minutes
in it.
long. It's got Come As You Are from Nirvana over the top.
No, I haven't done. Someone tagged me in it.
Dude,
but
it's a good trailer.
I think that one of the reasons I didn't watch it, apart from just not having the time, was I still haven't, still halfway through season 1 of Daredevil. I haven't watched Jessica Jones or Iron Fist yet.
Iron Fist is kind of...
Well, I kind of want to know... I know the trailer wouldn't give away too many spoilers.
No, it doesn't give away
anything. But I want to know all the other stories before it.
But I said on my review of it, I think it's very reminiscent of the first teaser trailer for the Avengers. Right. Just seeing these 4 characters that you know, same with like the Avengers, and they all come together. Yeah. You see that final shot of them all beating down people together and whatnot, and then they're actually in a little restaurant having a chat about being a team. Yeah. And that reminded me instantly of the end credit scene of the shawarma scene.
The Avengers,
Again, there's nice little bits like that, and looking, it's just like this trailer is a really good, well-built trailer.
Well, I think with the Avengers, obviously, when that trailer came out, I was straight on it, because even though we knew the characters from the comics anyway...
Seeing them together.
I'd already seen their standalone movies. With Justice League, even though obviously a lot of the characters in it haven't had their standalone movies, I'm aware of their characters. With the Defenders, like I said, I haven't watched all of them, and I wasn't really aware of these characters apart from Daredevil, and I think I'd heard of Iron Fist briefly. But yeah, I didn't know much about Luke Cage or Jessica Jones. So I will watch it probably. If it's not going to give anything away, I'll probably watch it.
And then on the tail of that, I've finished Iron Fist and watched the season. As I just said, it's
okay.
I gave it 2 stars out of 5.
Oh, right.
It's really not that great. It just... I don't know what it is. It's lacking something. Considering how great both Daredevils were, Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, all 4 of those seasons were brilliant seasons. I was hooked from start to finish. In this, I was struggling to pick myself up to go and watch the rest of the episodes and getting around to finishing it off. And when it finally ended, I was just kind of like, is that it? I expected a little bit more build towards the Defenders. Not really anything. It's just... And Danny Rand's Iron Fist, it's just kind of...
Yeah.
It's not a compelling character.
The Luke Cage I was weird with, because there was a couple of episodes where I was like, it's getting lackluster, or it seemed more of a gangster thing than a superhero thing. So Jessica Jones I haven't watched. I think I'm invested in Daredevil, even though I've kind of swayed off it a little bit, because I promised I'd watch it with my mate. I haven't watched it in a while. Again, I knew the backstory. I knew what this character was, so I was totally like, I know what to expect. Are they going to... Even though I liked Ben Affleck's version, it was still that question in the back of my head, are they going to fuck this up again?
Yeah, it's Ben Affleck's character version.
They seem to be nailing it with Daredevil, though.
Yeah, and they've got it right.
Yeah, and I can't wait for Punisher. Right. I think when the Punisher comes out, I'll be straight on that.
Yeah, dude, that's going to be amazing.
I mean,
next year, I think.
Yeah, I've always been a huge fan of the Punisher, so...
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Awesome.
So good.
It was awesome.
So fucking good. I think it's on par with the first one. A lot of people, there's a couple of people that reviewed it said that it's not as good as the first one, but I think it's on par.
I'd say it's better.
You reckon it's better?
Yeah.
See, I think this is just as good. It still delivers all those kind of things, but expands on these characters, and the emotional thing, it hits you at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, spoiler alert, obviously, again, you know by now, if you were listening to us month in, month out, it's spoilers all the way through. So, yeah, Yondu dying, I did not see that coming, and I was like, wow, I got so emotional about a character that I liked beforehand but didn't love. And then at the end, I'm just like, holy fuck.
I think...
I filled up, like the funeral and all that kind of shit. I was kind of like, God, this is choking me up.
Well, during the whole... the opening scene, or one of the opening scenes, was Stallone and him mentioning, like, when you die, you won't have the funeral. I was like, they're obviously setting this up here. And then...
I just didn't compute with that at all.
Well, I didn't at first.
I thought to myself, they're not going to get the balls to kill off another character this early on.
Well, I never thought that. I just thought, when he said it, I thought, something's going to happen. And then he had that scene with Rocket, of, like, that emotional scene of, like, you're exactly
Rocket
like me.
was developed even so much better in this film.
Yeah.
You feel for him more than you did in the last one.
After he had that little chat of, like, we're both the same, I was like, right, if anyone's knocking their boots in this film, it's Yondu. And it happened. But again, you don't expect... Like, it's not like it was one of the main Guardians, so you didn't expect the emotion from a kind of side character to hit you as much. But I can see why some people say the original's better, or whatever, say just as good, because the original set up so well to how it flowed into this one with his mother and what really happened.
Oh, dude! As soon as he said, "I put that
didn't want to give her the tumour."
What? And all of us went exactly the same style. Like going, "What?"
Yeah.
And then just blasting the shit out of him. But that was instantly. You just go from this kind of guy you think you like him, and then suddenly like not too sure about him, and then with that one sentence, "Dickhead, I want him dead. Kill him now."
I think the first one kind of not only developed on a little bit of what these characters are like by themselves, and then to the main point was like, right, how are these guys going to coexist? Because they're all very different. The second was more the bits building that emotional connection between them.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't help but not feel anything for Baby Groot.
Oh, dude, the opening scene, man.
When he's dancing away.
Yeah, dancing with the bottle in the background. It was freaking awesome. What an opening. It actually topped the first opening for the first Guardians, and I thought that was great.
Well, yeah, I mean, Baby Groot had that thing that you can't... Because he's the baby...
He's adorable.
Yeah, you're going to go for that. Again, it built more on Rocket. I think the last scene was of Rocket shedding a tear, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Then, obviously, they've pretty much covered Star-Lord's backstory now. And to me... I know they're going to go into Volume 3 of... Is that after one of the Infinity Wars?
Yeah, it's after. Yeah.
I think if they're going to do that, they might focus on Gamora's story, because they built up the connection between her and her sister quite well.
That's one thing I quite liked in this verge, in Volume 2, was her and Nebula having this whole thing, and finding out that the reason they hate each other so much is because Thanos put them against each other and did these horrible, horrible things to the both of them. And just in that little moment there, because we haven't actually seen Thanos do anything yet.
No,
nothing.
He's just a myth.
He's just sitting there in a chair and he said a couple of words. That's it. That's all we know. But from that little moment alone, I'm looking at it going, right, this guy is an absolute dickhead, because if he's willing to do this to people he's adopted as family and build one into some kind of android and then have the other one make sure he's beaten, otherwise she'll kill him, and put them against each other, what is he going to do to people he doesn't give a shit about? He's proving, without him even being in the film, how much of a dick he can be.
I like the fact that Thanos is just... or they say Thanos in the film, don't they? I'm going to say Thanos. It rolls off the tongue better.
But I think Thanos is kind of an American twang. I'm going to say Thanos because it's...
For those not so like obsessed with Marvel fans, like the fans that don't wait for the after credit scenes, we'll put it that way, the one but still follow those films. The little kids especially are just going to be going, right, they keep throwing his name about Thanos, and he seems like a bit of a dick. So when he finally does come on the screen, it's going to be like, right, this is the guy I've been talking about, time to impress. But I was more with the Gamora and Nebula of whole... At first I just thought, right, they just hate each other from the get-go. But then when Nebula says, all I wanted was a sister, you just wanted to win all the time. Then that was the emotional build-up of like, right, they are actually family. Or the closest thing they got to family. So they built up on that, they built on Rocket's emotion, Groot's now a teenager.
Oh,
which is awesome.
That was awesome. There's this little, like, sarky guy. Groot.
Yeah, leaves everywhere.
He's got a little mop of hair down the side of his head like an emo.
Oh, it was so cool.
The after-credit scenes were really good, actually.
Yeah.
Obviously, you got teased with the original Guardians with Stallone and all those other characters. Yeah. And then you've got Adam Warlock
the
as
new
well.
villain, yeah. And then it was just the guy fucking around with the dart.
Yeah, that was cool.
See, with Drax, it didn't... He was more the comic effect in this one.
Yes.
The only little bit of emotion... There might be a thing between him and Mantis. But there was that a little emotional scene where he said it reminded me of... this scene reminded of his family, something like that.
And she touched him and
just instantly cried.
Yeah, it was a good
it's
way
like, right, now, with nothing, we know Drax's past is torn up. And if they do touch on that more in the next films or so... It'd be like, I want him to go, right, out of all the people involved here, Drax has more to want revenge on Thanos than anybody else. Yeah. If they do it right, you might even go, even with the Avengers
he might
as
be
well.
The one.
Yeah. Well,
because in one of the comics, he does kill Thanos.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't think he's there yet, but like I say, if they build him well enough...
Yeah,
there's no reason why he couldn't be the one.
Everyone's going to be thinking with the Thanos becoming part of the Avengers film, not a Guardians. But he might make an appearance in the Guardians film, but obviously the build-up is for Infinity War. An Avengers film, it would be quite understandable for us to predict that right, at least one of the Avengers is going to be the one to kill Thanos. If they do it right, you could be like, nah, we'll build this up right for Drax to finally get his revenge. Even though he did kill the Purple Stone guy. Or whatever it is. Yeah. He did get that kind of thing. Yeah. Sort of. But all five of them kind of killed him, really.
Groot was dead by that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all four of them kind of killed him with the Infinity Stone. But, like you said, he goes, I got that, but Thanos is the one that commanded it. Or ordered it. So, this ain't over.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a good film. Really enjoyable.
Very fun.
Did you hear about Tom Hardy?
Venom.
Yeah. Now...
It's a weird one.
It's good because it means that they're putting a lot of effort into this because Tom Hardy's one of the highest paid actors at the moment. He's one of the best actors, and as everybody knows, he's very, very choosy about what roles he takes on. Yeah. He only takes it on if he thinks the script's good, the character's good, and that he thinks it's going to be really good at the box office. So that he's been cast as that says a lot to me. The one thing I'm confused about is how are they carrying this on? Because they've now got Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I know Sony's still got their fingers in it, but he's kind of part of that universe now. Yet they've said that Venom is in their own separate thing.
It's a standalone.
And this is why it's even for comic book people and fans of the movies that follow it well and know what companies own what rights to what characters, it's starting to get a little bit confusing. What can they do to Venom without Spider-Man being involved? That's what I don't know. They're carrying him as a main guy.
Well, didn't he have a rivalry? One of his main rivals part of the Spider-Man, wasn't it? Carnage.
Yeah, they kind of had a kind of brotherly rivalry type thing. They weren't actually brothers, but if
they throw that kind of thing, I mean, they always twist scripts to obviously do what they want to do. What I'm more worried about is, as good as Tom Hardy is, I would say any role you put in front of him, he could nail. Whether he has to be like a gay guy or whatever. Usually, he's very gangster hard guy.
Legend was.
Yeah, I mean, I think the one comedy role he did was in Rock and Roller, where he was a gay guy, but it was still a gangster movie.
But then you've got Bane, which is kind of like a head honcho gangster.
Very political gangster, yeah. And, but even though that was, obviously, he proved he can fit in the comic book world, Eddie Brock seems very...
Very different.
Yeah, so I'm worried that Tom might be out of his comfort zone a little bit. He'll probably nail it and prove it was all wrong, like Heath Ledger did it as the Joker. But I'm worried that his acting style and this character are going to conflict too much especially when it's a comic book film, to make comic book fans more than anyone else go, ooh, I don't know about that.
That's the thing, I'm intrigued but hesitant at the same time.
That's that. Yeah,
I love Tom Hardy, but I don't know how this Venom film's going to work out. That's what I'm worried about.
Considering I'm a huge fan of the Venom character.
Everyone is. And how badly it was portrayed in Spider-Man 3.
Well, yeah. I'm a huge fan of Venom, a huge fan of Tom Hardy, but if this hadn't been announced a couple of months ago, there's no way I would have shortlisted Tom in the name.
Wouldn't have been in the top 5.
No, again, nothing, not because he's a bad actor, but just because it doesn't click.
I felt like maybe the role might be beneath him.
True, yeah,
that kind of feel.
Yeah, it's just, it doesn't click. It's like trying to get Stephen Merchant to play the Penguin. it wouldn't work. No. So, Ricky Gervais, maybe.
Do you hear about the Netflix, what they're planning to do with the series?
The series of what?
Witcher.
Oh, The Witcher, yes, I did hear about The Witcher.
The CS6 tagged me in it. That's awesome.
Well, yeah, I was never a fan of the games, but I know
I've only played The Witcher 3, and I've only played about a quarter of the game, to be honest. I intended to try and keep going with it, but then I got the PS4 version of Skyrim, and then I got Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
So it's just completely disappeared from my consciousness at the moment. But from what I played, and from trailers I've seen, and cutscenes, and bits and bobs, and all that kind of stuff, it could work as a series. Yeah. I mean, the character's awesome.
I've never played them, but I know the kind of following they have and the popularity of them. Seems very Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings to me. From an outside,
but a bit more brutal as well.
Yeah, because kind of going the same thing. Did you ever play Shadow of Mordor?
Bits.
Yeah, they've got the sequel coming out, Shadow of War.
Yes,
and it just looks amazing. Because I was a bit hesitant with Shadow of Mordor because I was never the biggest Lord of the Rings fan anyway. I liked it, but was never like fanboy. So I just expected it to be a kind of cheap spin-off where, it's just a shitload of orcs and you're never going to get to see the big character stuff. But then they had Gollum in there as like a main character, and I think you kind of fought Sauron at the end. So they made it feel not like pivotal that it changed the Lord of the Rings story forever.
But still, it's a good own story.
Yeah, it made it seem like a genuine prequel, considering they pretty much teased that you're this soldier, but you're kind of split with the spirit of another elf.
This wraith type guy.
Yeah, and it turns out this elf, back when he was alive, was the one who created the ring. So, I mean, and that's major plot points there. I mean, in the film, it kind of just hints that Sauron made it himself, but he's like, nah, of course not. He was just...
He'd have someone else made.
He's a Dark Lord warrior. He's not a... what are they called?
A mason.
Yeah.
Some type.
So... Yeah, to touch on that, of like he got his disciples to find the ringmaker, get this guy, goes, fuck the 9 rings, make me the one ring, and then kill him afterwards, and then build into this video game story is amazing. So, kind of going off the point of Witcher here, because I don't know what the Witcher story is about.
I don't know too much myself, but all I can say is that
as a TV show...
Yeah, as a TV show, I think it's got plenty of storyline and characters that you could get at least 3 seasons out of it.
Yeah. Before... You carry on. Have you got any Star Wars stuff you want to talk about in there?
I don't think I actually have.
So now I do. Luckily, I brought Star Wars to Admiral Chat Bar here. Did you hear? I mean, apparently it's been out for a while, but it's only just really came into light that there was meant to be an alternate ending to Revenge of the Sith.
Was it?
Yeah, not like as in... We always knew that Anakin would be Vader. It's not like alternate as in like Jar Jar's the Emperor.
Or like the Titanic. It comes in record time. Here it is at New York.
It was going to be more the fact that Padme, pretty much from the get-go, knew Anakin was falling and changing and just not falling to... I don't think she thought he was falling to the dark side, but was just becoming...
Conflicted.
A corrupted case for a Palpatine of all people.
Yeah.
And apparently during the film, it was going to be every time Anakin was like out of the apartment or not about, she would have been meeting with the Separatists more so to create the Rebel Alliance. I know they had that one deleted scene.
Yeah, with Mon Mothma.
But there were going to be a lot more of them.
Yeah.
And then at one point, they showed an image at one of the... Because this was one of the producer's ideas, and he was all pissed off that his idea didn't get used. But I don't know, I'm kind of glad they stuck with what we got. It had an image of Padme on Mustafar with Anakin in like a big long red dress, and going to embrace him and say like, I know what you've done, but I forgive you, but was going to kill him. She was going to try and attempt to kill him and stab him in the back of the neck with a knife. But the scene was going to go, she would embrace him, be holding the knife, but couldn't drive herself to do it because she knew what was happening to him but still loved him.
That would have been quite a brutal scene.
Yeah, and then revealed that Anakin knew, and they didn't really touch on if Anakin, she died the way she did, which was still kind of lame, like she lost the will to live, bullshit. But I don't know if it would have touched on Anakin proper falling and killing her like he did. But I don't think that he would have killed her. I think, that whole... Otherwise, it would have just been... It wouldn't have made sense when, he became Vader and was asking where Padme was.
Yeah.
I mean, as shit as the whole no bit was,
you
needed that to...
I didn't mind that one-off. It's when they added more of it into the original trilogy that pissed me.
It wasn't the moo as much that would impress me about that scene. It was more to put the final string on the puppet of Vader for the Emperor there. Of like, right, not only have I done this, convinced him to do that and all that, the final curtain pretty much is, yeah, you killed your wife, so now I'm the only thing you've got. And you're half robot, half man, you're fucked. I'm your master, deal with it. But, no, I thought it was quite interesting that it could have ended a lot differently. But, no, I think the way they did it was kind of the right way of just her, at the end, realising that he'd fallen, and then, obviously, Obi-Wan appears and the shit kicks off.
Flips and stuff.
Yeah. But, yeah, there's my little Star Wars thing.
I think that's the only Star Wars thing, to be honest.
Yeah, just Battlefront 2's coming out. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It looks good.
It does look good. Red Dead 2 has been delayed.
Oh, has it? Didn't know about that.
Yeah, did you see the trailer? I'll take you to it.
Yeah, I saw the trailer now,
yeah. Because it was meant to come out later this year. I think it was October time, November time, maybe.
Right.
And they've delayed it till spring next year now. So that means... Normally I'd be kind of like, for fuck's sake, but I'm kind of like, no, I don't mind an extra few months if it means they're tweaking things and making the last few touches to make it better.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
I mean, as long as it doesn't get super annoying, like, because they used to do this with GTA a lot. Like, you'd be like, oh, it's coming out this year. Oh, no, it's next year. And even then, it might be another year and all that. But the weird thing is with what Rockstar do, as much as you get frustrated with them sometimes, they're going, come on, you promised this 2 years ago. When the final product does come out, you are 100% satisfied. So it's like, right.
That's what I was like with Breath of the Wild. Like 3 or 4 times it got delayed and pushed back, and finally it came out, and it was amazing.
Yeah, but this is why sometimes, as much as of a fan as I am of the Assassin's Creed series, I mean, I think we discussed this a while back. Of like, they are going to lay off for a year or so with the even though I think is it Assassin's Creed Origins that's coming out soon, something like that.
Well, yeah, it was another thing I was going to mention right now. Basically, said it's a new era. Apparently, there's a rumor going around that they might reboot to a certain point. Not reboot it, but go further back in time.
Oh right, okay.
To either before Altair or around the same time. Well, I'm not too sure where. Apparently, the rumor is that they're going to be doing ancient Egypt.
Right, okay. I was going to say, as long as they don't caveman it, they're okay.
But yeah, that was the next thing I was going to say. Yeah, Assassin's Creed, it's a new era, it's going to be a new game, and I think it's coming out start next year.
Yeah. Well, I think the problem with this, I had, even though I've played all the games, that I do enjoy them, them seem to be banging out maybe 1-2 a year, took the kind of shine away, and when you really put it down to brass tacks, it is pretty much the same game over and over again, just the story is different.
It's different, and then you've kind of like got tweak mechanics.
Yeah, you're invested in the story, but when it gets to missions, it's like, right, go and kill him. yeah. But we could do that with any game. But yeah, with the build-up, especially with Red Dead, because we didn't know Red Dead 2 was coming out. We didn't even know it was an actual thing happening. It was just a pipe dream until a few months ago. Yeah, I'll say I never played the first one. I know everyone says that, but I've never really... I played Gun, and I did enjoy that.
You didn't?
No, I did enjoy Gun.
Gun's great.
Yeah.
But, dude, honestly, Red Dead Redemption is like GTA in the West, and it's incredible.
Yeah, I know.
It's one of my all-time favourite games.
I've never been a huge fan of the Western era, though. I mean, I watch Westworld, but that's about it as it comes to Western. It's the same with, like... I know this is a stupid rejoinder, but the Back to the Future trilogy, Part 3 is my least favourite. And I'm not saying it's because of the Western era, but that might have been a factor.
Right.
Like Part 2, when they were in the future and stuff, I was like, right, this is it. I'm the sci-fi guy, which is why we've always had that argument of like, oh yeah, swords, shields, bows, and arrows are the way to go. I'm like, give me a fucking lightsaber and an assault rifle any day. You know?
That's the thing. I love swords and shields and stuff, but I also like lightsabers.
Yeah,
I can't make my mind up.
Well, if you had your Game of Thrones wedding, I would probably be more obliged to the Star Wars wedding. But
that's a good point.
I don't think I'd go that far, though. But yeah, so they've got the new Arkham game coming out soon.
Have they?
Yeah, Arkham. Oh, I can't remember the name of it now. But they've leaked a trailer, and it looks like
Arkham milking the cow.
No, but I don't. It's a weird one because they
says me with Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, but they could have. I know they could have easily ended it all on Arkham Knight. But after the end of Arkham Knight, I was like, I'm still thirsty for more.
Yeah, it's a cliffhanger waiting. He's like, I want more.
Those games are so damn good.
Yeah.
I just like, until I tell you...
There's not a bad game in them, is
it? Yeah, until the fans say, nah, that's enough, Keep belting them out.
Chuck them out, mate, by all means.
So, but it will be risky considering they've killed the Joker off like 3 times now.
Yeah.
So,
well, I think the way they used Joker in Arkham Knight was incredible.
You
got plenty of Joker with him without him actually having to be there.
Well, yeah, he died in 2. They obviously had him in the prequel, and now the haunting of him. I think that's as far as they can go with it.
They can't go any further.
So, I mean, they built up Scarecrow excellent in Arkham Knight as like
unless they have the son of Joker, because we know that Harley's pregnant.
Yeah, they could do something that. I don't know. I mean, unless they focus all on another villain, because they always seem to with Arkham City. Even though Joker was kind of the main dude, it seemed to be all based around Hugo Strange, and I was invested in that. I thought, right, this is a hell of a character. So maybe more the Riddler, because I'm tired of just looking for his trophies and thinking that's it. Have him as an actual foe, as he's controlling Gotham or something, and then be like, right, I'm more invested now. But anyway, you got your guitar, so...
It's resting time.
Okay.
You good?
Yeah, let's do this. I'll try and mix it up a little bit.
Yeah, right. So we've got Payback and Backlash, and then any kind of Raw SmackDown that's happening.
Before we go, I did think about doing, or I said it a while back, weren't we going to do what we preferred of the 2 if there's 2 in a month? I think we missed a couple. Just to throw it out there, I preferred TLC to Roadblock, and I preferred Fastlane to Chamber. I'm just throwing that out there now.
But did we not mention it? I thought we'd...
No, we talked about it, but I don't think we said
already.
So yeah, I thought all I remember at TLC...
Payback and this is the problem, because Payback and Backlash were kind of equally crap. They were both okay.
I'll let you know at the end which one I've picked and my reasons why. But Payback was first, wasn't it?
I generally don't know which one I like more.
I can't even remember now what happened with Payback.
Payback, the House of Horrors was ridiculous.
Oh, God.
That was kind of... was the kind of thing that sent it really far down for me.
Well, yeah, I mean...
I hated the fact that Roman Reigns was headlining once again, but I did like the fact that he lost to Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
But it can't... I think it's going to be short-lived.
Well, someone said when Braun beat Roman that it was a disrespect to The Undertaker. Now, as a huge Taker fan, I never saw it as that.
I never saw it as that. I saw it as that, thank God Roman's actually lost to someone better than him.
But to me, for those bitching about it, it was like, well, you're the type that we can't make happy at all. Because if Roman had won, you'd be, for fuck's sake. But now that Braun wins, you're like, oh, piss on Taker, don't you? It's like, what, do you want to draw?
Yeah.
No. So I think the way... I might have seen it in one way if Roman was 100%, but they did it the whole... He's injured thing, so whatever. But no, I thought it was the right move. They used blood purposely this time, which I like. It's like, right, you're pushing the boundaries a bit. Good. And I didn't hear no complaints about it. So throw blood capsules in there and all that if you want. The
Orton versus Bray, like that, so House of Horrors. I was pissed off to find out it wasn't against for the title. I'm glad Bray won because Bray needed a push, and him beating Orton is a good thing. Absolutely, that's fine, not a problem.
Yes,
but when it's not for the title, what was the point in the match in the first place?
I'd heard that it weren't for the belt 2 weeks before.
I didn't hear it.
See, the only solace I got from that was right. I can understand because what pissed me off about it is like, well, hang on, Bray's due his rematch, so why isn't this for the belt? On the flip side, it's like, well, he's technically on Raw and Orton's carrying a SmackDown belt, so maybe that's their thing. Oh, yeah. But they were saying stuff like, I can see why people in the arena were annoyed with the House of Horrors match because they're just going to be sitting there watching the screen like everybody at home.
For 20 minutes.
I was going to say, no, everybody at home was just as equally as pissed off because it's like, this is pathetic.
It's like a cheap movie.
It was, and also it's
like at one point you're expecting it to end and suddenly porno happens. It's that kind of a cheap movie. You're just like... you're sitting there waiting for the bit that you actually want to see.
Well, it didn't even feel like a real wrestling match or fight anyway, because it'd be different if it was live backstage, because it's like, that's what I was hoping it'd be. If it was backstage, you're like, right, there's somewhere in this arena, so it gives that like vibe, for especially the people there, and it's live, where anything can happen.
But you know full well that it was taken 2 weeks beforehand.
Yeah, so also the moves would have been like... It's not as simple. In wrestling matches, you can't do a retake. If the fridge bit, for example, just didn't look right, they could have easily gone, cut, we'll do that again. And they probably did. So it just seemed like a really crap.
They amped up the sounds as well, didn't they? For like
and then
you could hear it's amped up.
I was never once with the bits they were trying to make it look scary. I was never once terrified. No. It didn't make sense why Orton arrived in a limo.
No.
And then Bray just the driver's
in slacks, no less.
Well, yeah, but it's also like the driver's just going to be hanging outside this apparent house of horrors, which is meant to be horrible, and going, "Oh, you're not Randy, you're Bray." Well, fuck it. The tractor going by with nothing on just seemed the pointless scene. And the thing that annoyed me the most is what I thought. Right, this could bring it back as something a little bit cool when Bray was outside and turned the lights from blue to red. It would have made more sense for the house to catch fire because of what Orton did to the Wyatt family household. Yeah. But now it's like, oh, look what my powers can do. It can change lights. That's crap.
Yeah.
So
I found out as well that the house is actually 5 hours away from the arena they were actually at.
Also, the fact that it's meant to be, they were trying to make it seem like it's live. But back over then, it was like 6:30 in Florida when the sun's still out. Pitch black. Yeah, how hard is it?
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
I don't know. I mean, then they.
What other matches did we have? We had Seth versus Joe. That was good.
It was good, but it kind of fell flat to me a little bit. I thought what stole the show for me was the Cesaro, Sheamus, and the Hardys match. I mean,
that was a good match.
It wasn't great, but compared to the rest of the card, I was like, all right.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Alexa Bailey was good.
Yeah, that was good. Alexa winning was the right.
Alexa's on fire.
Yeah, she is on fire. Now that Charlotte's not there, she's the top heel in Raw.
Well, what they got, Little Miss Nasty or something, or Little Miss I don't know what it is. Little Miss Bliss or something like that. Yeah. To me, she's just like the only kind of vixen we've got on the roster at the minute. And they need that attitude.
She's so good with her promo work. It's so good. She does these just little details, these little face movements, these little things here and there. She just adds into it. It doesn't necessarily need to be added in.
Yeah.
But she just adds those little bits of flavour in. And I just go, God, she's so aware of what's going on. And she's so good at it.
With the hype of the four horsewomen the last few years, it seemed very much like, well, for now, until someone else comes into picture, it's quite obvious that the next few WrestleManias for women's matches are going to involve four horsewomen. She is definitely thrown her name in the hat of like, I could easily headline WrestleMania in the women's division now. Nia was getting on a bit of a thing, but now she's seemingly disappeared.
Yeah, she hasn't popped out for a while. I don't know what's going on there. I've heard nothing. She injured?
I don't know. I mean,
I've heard nothing since Payback. I haven't seen her.
She seems. I don't know. Sometimes when I see her in the ring, I keep thinking, is she really not that good, or are they just telling her to ease off a little bit and not giving her an opportunity? Because she should be dominating the women as a character, at least.
Yeah.
Should be just tearing the women's division apart. I mean, you see every now and then, like, take down 3 women at once. Because do more of that. I mean, swing them about like they're fucking baseball bats or something. But don't, have these crappy losses where it's a quick schoolboy or you just pin, load of people jump on you and you're pinned. Otherwise, it just diminishes it. So, but what else happened there?
It's kind of.
I can't remember what else happened on Payback now. It's if it doesn't stand out, that pretty much shows what the match was like.
Move on to
Jericho Kevin.
Yeah, Jericho Kevin, and Jericho winning. I mean, I was surprised because we all know that he was going off to Fozzy, so I was like, well, obviously he's going to lose it. And at the Admiral, I was like, whoa! And I was kind of delighted. I was kind of happy. I was like, all right, fair enough. I was like, but I know for a fact what's going to happen. He's going to lose it the next night, and he did.
It was probably
Kevin beat him the following night. We knew that was going to happen. Kevin beat the shit out of him, and now he's gone to Fozzy.
It was probably a swerve for the fans that aren't aware of Fozzy. Yeah. If they just heard like, oh, he's leaving soon, and go, oh, right, okay, well that's just rumour, and then to go, oh, well, he's won the belt, maybe he's not leaving. Might have done it for that reason.
But for people in the know like us, full well he's leaving regardless.
Yeah, or just to deliver that little bit of shock for us to go, oh fuck. But then, like I say, within the minute you're going, he's losing it soon.
Yeah, he's losing it the next night.
Yeah. So Payback was it didn't do anything for me, to be honest.
Yeah, it was just kind of meh.
Yeah.
And then to be honest, I think Backlash was pretty much the same. There were some good matches.
Yeah,
I think Owens AJ was the match of the night. I think it actually. Yeah. I actually agree with the ending because I want the feud to continue, and you don't want to damage either of them. You need Kevin to keep that belt for a moment because you don't want to lose it too soon. But you can't damage AJ because he's fucking awesome. Yeah. So having him counted out because he's stuck fine, that feud can continue. There's no definitive winner.
Yeah.
So then AJ can go, I didn't fucking lose that. I didn't get a chance to fucking get back in that ring.
Yeah, a count out is not an official loss. Really.
Yeah. So I'd say that was the match of the night.
The weird thing with Backlash, I was not looking forward to it at all. I mean, I know... I
was looking forward to Shinsuke and Dolph, and that was kind of underwhelming for me. I enjoyed it. It was a good match, but it could have been so much better for an in-ring debut. The
reason I got annoyed, I haven't spoken to my brother since, but I know he's going to be annoyed. He said to me a couple of days before, do you think Shinsuke Ziggler will headline the pay-per-view? And I said, I don't know, but if I was going to do it, I would, because of how everyone was so underwhelmed with Jinder.
I thought to myself, they'll put it mid-card. But it came out first.
When the fight was coming off, I was thinking, I know they always try and have a strong opener to get the ball
I thought it was going to be AJ Owens.
So did I.
I thought that was
so when Ziggler came out, I thought, no fucking way. The poster boy, if you're building...
Backlash, the first match.
And if you're building up to Shinsuke's kind of official WWE debut.
Even the tag team matches first, because that tag team battle was actually... I was actually quite invested in Breezango. It was a bit comedy. The rolling thing in the middle. I loved it. It was really quite good. I'm thinking, you know what? I'm actually starting to get behind these characters. And this is one great thing about SmackDown. They're letting these people go off the chain and just letting them develop naturally. And now I'm naturally getting behind Breezango because of what they're letting them do. I'm even getting behind the Usos with their heel work, with their promo work. I'm just like, all right, I believe you as bad guys. I believe you as these arrogant pricks. I'm fine.
I don't think... See, this is why... Even though, as I say, with Backlash, I wasn't really invested. I took, I sometimes try and make the effort to take time off work or whatnot to watch the pay-per-views live. Even, I think I said to one of you guys, like, if I still had the box office on the network, there's no way I'd be paying for Backlash.
No.
And there's no way I'm watching it live, which is why I watched it yesterday.
Yeah, same here.
But I was pleasantly surprised and will probably rank Backlash just a little bit better than Payback because they got halfway through the show, even though I was... if you look at the card like I did before the show going, well, what are they thinking? This just seems like a shit SmackDown more than a pay-per-view. But during the show, like you said, they whether it's Shane's idea or whoever's, they're doing this to develop characters. And it was working. So, the Usos, I'm not fully behind their characters, but they still prove they've got talent.
But I'm getting there.
Breezango, I'm fully like, right, I was so entertained by them.
The fashion file things.
It's so stupid.
They're stupid. Like, me and Sarah going, oh, for fuck's sake, this is ridiculous. But at the same time, you're kind of like, it is a little bit funny. It's kind of like dad joke type feel.
That's their point.
They're fully aware that they're taking the piss and making a joke. Like they're doing a sketch show.
Yeah.
They're fully aware of it. And I'm kind of alright with it. I'm enjoying it.
They're having fun, which it should be. I mean, I was fully invested at the start of the program when they came up with the fashion files bit. I was like, I recognise this thing. And it was the exact same opening to Law and Order.
Yeah.
So I was like, brilliant. The freeze frame thing maybe went a little bit too long than I wanted
quite funny, though.
But also the fact that not only were the people in the ring and the audience having fun, when they replayed the dress hitting JBL's head, I was like, this is just a fun match.
Because you didn't need to replay that, but you did. It just twatted him in the face. It was brilliant. Did you hear what he said straight after?
So, what are the people in the TV truck?
No, not that. 3 seconds after you got hit in the face.
You have to pay for it?
Yeah, he said the last time that happened to me, I had to pay for it.
Yeah, the commentators are pissed at themselves.
Okay, that's the one funny thing you've said in 6 years.
Yeah, but they're having fun. And it got to the point where I was having that much fun that I wanted Breezango to win anyway. But when it was looking like near falls, I was like, go for it! And then obviously the Usos
when he hit the kill switch, I was like, I thought this was it. I was like,
that's it. But that's genius to do that to the point of where after the Usos win, you go, damn. That to be invested in that you wanted them to win is what a wrestling show should be.
4 or 5 weeks ago, I didn't give a shit about them.
Exactly.
And within that time, they built them all right.
So the Shinsuke Ziggler, I know what you meant by underwhelmed, but
it was a good match.
It's still a solid debut.
It was a solid match, but it could have been better, considering this is the king of strong style and the guy that takes hits like a fucking king.
Yeah, there was a couple of spots where I thought, fuck me. I think what problem I had when Ziggler came out and there was that silent bit of the build-up to Shinsuke's music coming on, you could feel the momentum in the crowd. It's like, if you'd left this till the last match... not only are they excited now at the start of the show, but if they had to wait 2 hours to go, here we go, Shinsuke...
And also after finding out what happens in the main event of this, if that had been on just before, people would have been going mental for Shinsuke.
Again...
before we get to the main event, let's just quickly go by the women's match. It was boring as shit. And once again, Becky's tapping out.
Yeah, that didn't make sense to me.
They missed the golden opportunity. They've already established that Charlotte wants the title. She's already established that. She said to Naomi, once we're done with this, I'm coming for that title. And Naomi's like, bring it on. No problem. They've established that. And they haven't turned Charlotte full face yet. She's still got that kind of attitude about her. What they should have done, they should have lost because Charlotte betrayed them.
Yeah.
Easy. Build up the match between her and Naomi, and then they did nothing though. Even when they lost and all three of them were standing there looking at the other three, I was thinking, right, Charlotte's going to turn. She's going to turn right.
Yeah, I thought something like that.
Nothing. I was like, that. I looked at that and went, that was a waste of a match.
But it was like
complete waste.
When I watched it, I was like, right, storylines aside, it was like, okay, it's just standard. It wasn't a shit match, but it weren't great. The problem was I wasn't invested in the storyline. The ending didn't make sense. The only solace I took from that is like, right, Natalia's finally getting a little bit of momentum behind her because she's...
Becky's suffering because of it.
Yeah, that's
I like the look of Becky, by the way. I like the new look.
Yeah, it was okay.
Like
it didn't really hit home with me, but I didn't mind it. Also, I get annoyed when it gets to pay-per-views and belts aren't on the line. So it seems to me it's like, right, you've got 6 women there, so don't tell me one of them couldn't have faced Naomi for the women's title tonight. So
you could have done a tag match
on
and
SmackDown.
A women's match.
Yeah, well, you could have done a 6-man on SmackDown. Easy. Baron Sammy was okay. It just confused me that Baron owned it. Like the commentator said, 99% of the match, Baron owned it. Haluva kick by Sammy, game over. So it kind of demeans Baron a little bit.
I want your Baron push, but I kind of needed Sammy to have a decent
I don't want Sammy buried either.
Yeah, and I was like, alright, I'm kind of alright with it. Either one of them winning, I was happy.
Yeah.
Really. So, yeah, I'm fine with it. It is what it is, and it means that hopefully the feud can continue for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And maybe have Baron win the next one, and then finally Sammy gets the final one as well. Just do something like that to build them both naturally.
The only other one that I thought, like, I was genuinely quite annoyed with the winner. Well, 2. We'll get to the main event in a minute.
Oh, I know
was with Rowan and Harper.
Yeah, that I wanted Luke to win because he needs to be pushed.
I thought it made so much more sense to Eric because I thought.
But they had him win against Luke on SmackDown the following week.
They did, but I thought they're solid. It was a solid match because they're both very hard hitting men. They've got the history and all that. But they were building this Eric character, which I'm way behind. This is like as a singles competitor, this is the best I've seen Eric for a while with this character. Like these different masks he speaks to brings him different personalities. And I also thought Luke losing wouldn't really diminish him. He'd still be seen as a great wrestler by the universe, where Eric, I thought, needed to win more to be like his character's more over.
The only reason I'm all right with Luke winning is because
Luke's the more talented out of the 2.
Yeah, he is, and I like him more. It's just I'm worried that he's going to end up having the Cesaro effect.
Yeah.
On the cusp, and everyone's loving it, wanting him to be a champion, and knowing that he can be, and then just not running with him.
Yeah.
They're just kind of like I say, he's very similar to Cesaro in the fact that we know that Vince isn't fond of him. He looks at Luke the same as the way he looks at Cesaro and goes, I'm not really bothered.
If SmackDown...
And that hurts, because we know they're both great.
With what happened at Backlash, where maybe SmackDown have put, with their little board of directors or their little table, have gone, right, this is what we're going to bring to SmackDown, and the one word might have just been shock. And if they want to keep that momentum up, because there was shockers in there, like, even if it is the shock of Becky tapping out, or Shinsuke Ziggler first, which was more a mistake than a shock, or whatever was going on, I would love it to be like, Harper lost at Backlash. Yeah, maybe he's going da-da-da-da-da. Their next pay-per-view is Money in the Bank. If Luke wins Money in the Bank, bang! That's where he deserves to be right now.
Problem is, I think I know who's going to win Money in the Bank.
You're thinking Kevin?
No. I think Rusev's going to win it.
Right. This brings me perfectly into the
main event. So Randy Orton versus Jinder Mahal for the championship.
It doesn't make no sense. I was like everybody else in the crowd.
I was watching the match with me and Sarah watching the match, and I said to Sarah, if no other titles change hands tonight, Jinder is winning this. And she just shook her head going, why? I said, I can see this happening, because they're not going to have a whole pay-per-view without at least one belt changing hands. Yeah. And, obviously things unfolded, and I was like, he's going to win this. And I was like, the whole time, there's a lot of people quite behind him during the match, and I didn't mind it. The match could have been so much better.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst match.
But it wasn't the worst match in the world.
Yeah.
I am against him kind of winning, but I'm more against the way he won. It was just kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I felt like that damages the character of Randy Orton a bit. I think Randy needed at least 2 or 3 of his finisher moves to get Randy gone, but it took one, and that was it.
Yeah, I was hoping it'd be the kick out, but I think more, if anything, the people that got more than that out of anything were the Singh brothers, because
is it called the Cobra Clutch Slam?
Ginger's finish? I think something like that. But obviously the Singh brothers interfered 2 or 3 times to give that whole
He threw him over that table.
Jesus,
as well. Even Randy saw his face going, "Oh shit!"
But it's like
he was lighter than I thought.
They can take bumps. They're a threat to Ginger's opponents as a unit. They'll be a threat. See, a lot of people are probably going to be not as outspoken because of this. Are probably going to go, "Well, you're against it because of the race card." Nothing to do with that.
I think
it was a bad character build-up.
It's 2 things. One, the character was built out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Because 4 or 5 weeks ago, he was a glorified jobber.
Yeah.
And he's always been a glorified jobber. He's never been any more than that.
Yeah.
And 2, we know for a fact why they did it, because they're pushing into the market of India.
Yes.
So they need the belt round an Indian champion. And because obviously he's ripped as fuck more than he used to be, they kind of go, well, let's push him. And that's where I think it's wrong. You haven't let the story build naturally. You haven't let the characters build naturally. Like, on SmackDown, they've normally been absolutely flawless at. This is where they've been failing. And for me, that's the reason why it's a mistake. It's not Jinder himself. It's not the fact that he's Indian. It's nothing to do with that. It's just the character was built badly, and it's literally down to marketing.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't come into it to that degree. Especially when the WWE Championship's on the line. If it's the Intercontinental, the US, or the Tag Champs, not so bad, because they're lower belts. But that is the top belt. Fuck the Universal Championship. That is the top belt. When you're having it as a marketing ploy, it diminishes that belt a little.
That's what I was about to say. It's because I don't know the person personally with Jinder, but I've heard it on podcasts and stuff. And he seems like a nice enough guy. So I've got nothing against the person.
I don't deny that he could be a future champion.
Yeah.
I don't deny that.
I don't even have anything against...
If he came and won the Royal Rumble later in the year, I'd be kind of like, alright, as long as they build it right,
but that's
fine.
That's an amazing shocker.
Yeah.
With the shocker I got a couple of nights ago, it was more of a, oh, you kidding me shock.
It's too soon.
Yeah, because again, when they had the little thing where he came out the limo and the Singh brothers there at the carpet and he had the promo, and I
everybody was wanting the shit out of him as well.
But he nailed the promo, so I was thinking, right, I enjoyed that. That's a great start as a character builder. And like I said, I'm always going to say about this, they should have thrown him with the US or Intercontinental title picture first.
Mm-hmm.
But it just seems, if it's a best for business thing, because it's a whole Dubai thing, it's like, yeah, but you're thinking for the next 30 days. As a future thing, I mean, again, no offence to Jinder, the 2 things I'm about to say, to me, he is not the type to put butts on seats.
Yet.
If Jinder... no. But if they turned around now and said, right, the next pay-per-view, Jinder is headlining against such and such, it'd either have to be an amazing opponent, amazing stipulation, or I'm just not interested.
Yeah.
The other thing, like you said, it seems now that they'll just throw the WWE title on anybody. Which... you know
that he's actually... he's the 50th champion.
But not only that, he will now go down in history as the first black WWE champion. There's been black world heavyweight champions.
There's never been one.
The Rock's the closest they've been as the Samoan thing. But he will go down.
But he's not black, he's Indian. Black is black. Indian's Indian. It's like saying the Samoan's black. He's not black, he's Samoan.
Well, okay.
He's Indian.
He's more...
Indian
okay, he's more, we can agree he's more black than The Rock, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, they might have done it for that reason. But the thing that with the Rusev thing, Rusev kept demanding through the week, through wherever he's been, on Skype or Twitter and whatnot, if he doesn't get a title shot at the next SmackDown pay-per-view, he's gone. Which is telling me, if he's genuinely leaving, he's going to face Jinder at Money in the Bank for the belt, to build on that rivalry they were kind of having over on Raw. Mm. So I get the storyline, but as much as I like Rusev, and again, still have nothing against Jinder, that match I'm not invested in.
I'd be more invested if it was Orton versus Rusev.
But he should have his rematch. A rumour has it he's losing the belt on SmackDown. So it could... Jinder,
this week?
Yeah. So
to me, that's it. That pisses me off even more.
To hot potato the belt is ridiculous.
Hot potato the belt's a bad thing in itself. But that proves to me that the one and only reason they put that belt on him was not because they're giving him a chance, because SmackDown's the land of opportunity, and if anything proves that, him having the belt is going, right, this is the land of opportunity where people can be built up and be given big opportunities, and that's what Jinder's been given.
Yeah.
If he loses that belt on SmackDown this week, or indeed next week, that proves to me the one and only reason they put that belt on him was to push into India, and they knew they were doing it around this time. And that is not right. It's not fair on Jinder himself, it's not fair on the characters, it's not fair on the business, and it isn't fair on SmackDown either. That is not the right thing to do. That is Vince sticking his fat little fingers into it, saying, I don't give a shit about storyline, I don't give a shit about what you're doing on SmackDown, I don't care about your characters, I don't care about who you are, I want that on him because I need to push into India. And that isn't fair.
It's quite well documented that one of the main reasons WCW went out of business was because they focused too much on the ratings of the programme and not enough towards the pay-per-view basis. So their pay-per-views would be thrown together. So if SmackDown wants the ratings, I could see them going, to get more ratings, we'll have a WWE title change or whatnot. Because in the long run, that's going to look lacklustre. Because
you don't need to worry about the ratings. You're fucking WWE. You've got no competition. SmackDown and Raw, they might push it as a competition, but it isn't. It's the same company.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't matter if the one's got high ratings and the other one's got high ratings. It doesn't make a difference. It's the same. It's basically.
I like the competitiveness.
It's as if, like, for instance, like me and Sarah are earning money. It doesn't matter who's earning the most. It's going in the same pot because we're both paying the same bills. That is exactly what it is. It doesn't matter.
I like the competitiveness, but they still have to see.
That's the one thing it's good for. It's good for the competitiveness, but as far as the ratings are concerned, it's irrelevant because the money's going in the same pot.
It's like if when we were in the band together, if we ever got to the stage where, like, right, you're going to do a guitar solo, I'm going to do the drum solo, we'll see who gets the bigger crowd reaction this night. Now, some nights might be you, some nights might be me, and we're like, I beat you that night. But at the end of the day, as long as our performance is good,
as long as the band helps. The reaction is for the band as a whole.
So it should be a friendly competitiveness, not a whole, let's fuck the WWE title in the air.
Let's not worry about characters. It's like, that's the main thing you should be worried about. If you build characters right, you get good storylines, and you get people invested. When you get people invested, they will pay out the arse to see it. 4
pay-per-views that SmackDown have been involved with, the title has changed, which means the title has been thrown around like the hot potato, which diminishes the belt. Because the last time, to me, the title meant something was when Seth held it. But it went from Roman to Sheamus to Roman to Triple H to Roman to... who was it after Roman? Wanker. Seth. To Dean, to AJ, who held it for a little while.
To Cena for a few days.
Cena, Bray, Orton, and now Jinder. They've just thrown it about. And as much as people hate the fact that Lesnar won the Universal title and fucked off, and generally I'm kind of on that boat as well. The fact that he's not there, and now
it's been 30 days, he has to give it up.
But the fact that Extreme Rules is got this amazing 5-man Extreme Rules match now, and they're building it up to, like, the winner faces Lesnar the Universal title. It wouldn't be...
Is it SummerSlam, Balls of Fire?
I think it's Great Balls of Fire.
Oh, it's the shittest name of the pay-per-view.
I know.
Did you see AJ's reaction when someone told him?
He's like, really?
He went, really? That's what we're calling it?
We got a piano?
That's ridiculous.
It'd be different if they go like, the winner faces Brock Lesnar, full stop. You'd be like, alright, well, way to big Brock up when he's not here. The fact, it's more for the Universal title there, it helps that Brock's holding it at the minute. It's like, right, they're going to go to war for this belt, and I know the belt hasn't been around that long, but it kind of bigs up the prestige of that. If the people are going to war at pay-per-views just to get the number one contender spot, it's like, right, this belt's got to mean something. Where with SmackDown, they're kind of letting the... If anything...
They're starting to drop the ball.
If anything, the US title is the main belt at the minute on SmackDown. Yeah,
because Kevin Owens is awesome and he's making it awesome.
And building that face of...
I feel like they should switch things. They should make Kevin Owens the fucking WWE champion and he'll carry that like a bastard.
The fact that his character now is, as a Canadian, calling himself the face of America is amazing.
That's another thing that I quite liked as well. When
he walked around his face. I love that.
I said, Sarah said, that is why he's awesome, because little things like that... I'm
not going to step on my own face.
Yeah, of course he's not.
But we're not going to ruin myself.
Absolutely. Before we move on from wrestling, the fatal 5-way thing. The one thing I'm thinking of, I'm kind of hoping that
Roman wins. So he doesn't go to SummerSlam Mania.
Exactly.
Yes! That's it. Oh, that was lame. There you go.
Yes, because I'm thinking maybe they're getting cold feet, so I'm thinking get it out of the way first, and then when Mania rolls around, we're not having Roman headline anymore.
Yeah.
No one wants it. I'm
hoping Vince kind of doesn't see that way. I'm hoping they've gone back to Vince like, listen, that Great Balls of Fire thing we've announced, yeah? People aren't really reacting very well. They're saying it's a shit name, and they just don't care. How can we make this better? I know. We'll put Reigns Lesnar there. People are liking that. Yeah, see, told you. Yeah, because it's not happening at SummerSlam or Mania, so now the good events can happen at SummerSlam or Mania. Get Roman versus Lesnar out of the way.
Let Vince have his little moment with his Universal title on his favourite boy, then get rid of it, and then by the time Mania rolls around, we've got someone like Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe for the Universal title or some shit like that. Something that's awesome that people want.
To me, it's quite obvious they're building into a Finn Bray rivalry.
Yes,
right now.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, the Demon versus the Eater of the World.
Yeah, fine with that.
I think what would make more sense is I think the Braun Strowman injury, the 6 months out, is a work. He's only gone for 4, which is telling me they'll probably, hopefully, end the Roman Reigns-Strowman rivalry at SummerSlam in a stipulation match of some sort. So I'm thinking Lesnar, Roman at Great Balls of Fire. Lesnar wins, but due to interference by Strowman, maybe. And then to come full circle, because obviously Finn won the Universal title last year, but then got injured. At SummerSlam, it's the Beast versus the Demon, and I'm fine with that. Because even Heyman on Raw was like, I'm more intrigued.
I've not seen Raw yet. I saw a picture of him shaking his Finn's hand. That's all I've heard.
Yeah,
I've not seen it then yet.
But it always seemed like a hint of a face turn on Heyman and Lesnar's part, but I might have read it wrong. I don't know.
But yeah, I definitely want that. Just to get Roman out of the way for Mania.
Just to quickly throw out there, so before we move on, even though should be picking what's better out of Backlash and Payback this month, NXT TakeOver stole it. Game over.
Yeah, I've only seen bits of it, but
Watch it all.
I saw the fucking DIY thing.
They went to town.
I did not know that he was going to turn heel.
I'd heard the rumour a couple of weeks before.
No
the
rumours.
Genius part is what they did. They did a couple of years ago with Kevin and Sammy. They had them at the ramp, and the little copyright logo came up and go, that's it. And right before it faded to black, he smacked Johnny Wrestler into the screen. Thought he was going to put him through the commentator table, went off the commentator table and through all this stuff, and I was like, right, they had a match against each other at CWC and it stole the show. If they build this up to the next TakeOver, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
The rest of the show was good. I mean, you had Atami and Bobby Roode. And what was the other one that stole it? Oh, the UK Championship match.
I heard that was good.
Match of the year.
Really?
Absolutely incredible. I was so proud because we were sitting there going, right, they've had 3 standing ovations within the match. And it's showing that in an American company...
That's pushing towards the UK...
Yeah, 2 British guys are absolutely owning it. There was a UK chant, and I was sitting there going, right, a few weeks prior, when me and my brother went to see Lucha Forever, I watched this match. I watched those 2 go against each other, and they're bringing it to the table tonight. And I've never been so proud to go... I'm a British wrestling fan. Yeah. That was amazing. So even Triple H had a picture with the guys afterwards. Was like, this is the future.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Right, so we've got to skip by these ones pretty quickly.
Yes.
We've hit the hour mark already.
Yes, we babbled with wrestling.
Right, 2 DC things. One, the early buzz for Wonder Woman is quite positive, apparently. Apparently there's rumours going around it's going to be the best DC film so far. That is a good thing.
It looked good to the trailer.
Considering the track record so far, I'm glad that that's the case.
Yeah. Okay, it's all opinionated, but what I saw in the trailer, I was looking forward to it.
It does look pretty good.
So, yeah.
And then the other thing, which I think is definitely some good news, because Snyder's kind of starting to ruin the DC universe. He's had a really bad family emergency, so he's had to pull out of the Justice League, completely directing it. And the biggest rumour is that Weadon is taking over.
So
okay, then. You know what he can do with the Avengers.
Right.
So if he can do that with the Justice League and polish that off nicely, I'm happy.
I wonder how much he's going to change.
Of course, to Snyder with the family emergency. I don't know what it is. Apparently, it must be bad if he can't direct. Yeah. But I think it's the right move. Whedon's great director.
Yeah, I wonder how much he's going to change, because as good as the...
I don't think it would change too much. I think it'd just be nice little tweaks. That'll be it.
Because as good as the Justice League footage looks, it's given me a little bit of obviously the Suicide Squad vibe, which got very mixed reviews, but a little bit too much kind of Dawn of Justice feel, and everyone knows how that went down. So as long as they find the middle there of the good parts of both those films
put them
together, you've got a good formula there. And Aquaman still looks badass.
Yeah.
So well
it's
done.
Momoa, isn't he? He's just a cool dude.
Well done to make an Aquaman relevant again. So
that's one thing that is good.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger said he's returning for another Terminator film. Yeah, so that's exactly what I said. I just went, are we really milking this price heifer continuously? Because Genesis...
I haven't even watched it.
I haven't watched it either, but I've seen every single review, and everybody's opinion is, it sucks. It's boring, it doesn't work, it's crap. And I was just like, God, the guy's too old now. I don't know what other stories they can do, except for the final film where the war is over. Have the final part of the war where they beat the machines, and that is it. The new generation of humanity begins. That's what I want.
Well, even I kind of enjoyed Salvation.
I didn't, because the way they were pushing it was like it was going to be the end of the war, and it wasn't. It was just this tiny little section of the war, and it pissed me off.
Well, that's what I think it was, because there was meant to be... from Salvation, another Terminator trilogy, but obviously it kind of fell flat. Bale hated it.
He phoned it in like a bastard,
but
didn't he?
It's even well documented that he said a million times before, no, I don't want to do it. But Muck G, who directed it, he's like, I can't picture anyone else playing John Connor but Bale. Like, really? I can, and I'm a fan of Bale. And there's the infamous pipe bomb thing he did at the set. I enjoyed Salvation purely because it wasn't one of those, let's send the Terminator back. It was like, we're in the war. And it was meant to be a trilogy to end it. But then that fell flat. They did this shit thing with Genesis. And it's not one of those franchises that people are begging for still.
Not anymore.
They think that
it's starting to become outdated.
They did with Alien, and apparently that's kind of hit and miss as well. People are begging for another Predator, and apparently it's going to happen. But they seem to be doing it with things like Jumanji and Independence Day, and I'm like...
I heard Resurgence was crap as well.
It was there. But it's like... But the reason it was there... So no one wanted a sequel to Independence Day. No one wanted a spin-off from Jumanji. People were happy with Jurassic World. I'm happy with getting Jurassic World 2.
Yeah, same here.
But I didn't hear a cry for it. So it's like...
We were just lucky that Jurassic World was good.
Yeah, it's a very hit and miss thing.
And now they've got Jeff Goldblum for the next one. I'm like, fine.
To milk sequels or reboots proves how much Hollywood are in trouble now. And when the comic book franchises run out, I mean, I don't think they'll run out.
That's the thing. People go, I'm so annoyed that the cinema's dominated with comic book movies. So I'm not.
What else would you go see?
At least they're original to a point. Yes, I know they're drawing it from comic books themselves, but they're making their own stories.
Yeah.
They're doing their own things and building those characters in their own way. Yeah. So they might have some material to burn up, but they're not rebooting anything. Yeah. They're carrying on, and I love that, the fact that all of these films are cohesively together, like Star Wars.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you enjoy it? It's awesome.
See, there's a difference there. People were loving the fact, they were begging for years they wanted another Star Wars, and we got it. And fair enough, maybe we're getting more than we bargained for, but at the minute, none's disappointed.
No.
But it has to be a special kind of film for me to go, oh, I'm going to cinema for that.
Considering how much it costs to go to the cinema these days.
I mean, as a pure Saw fan, I'll go and see the next Saw when it comes out. But again, no one asked for it. Stephen King's new It looks good. I'll probably see that. But no one asked for it. We'll go and see Star Wars. That's the other one. But there was Split, original, went to see it. When Hacksaw Ridge trailer come up, I could have looked at it and gone, it's just another war film. It's going to be exactly the same as We Were Soldiers or whatever. The fact that they turn it to like, this is based on a true story and this is about a guy going unarmed. Right, that's new. That's different. I'm invested.
It was good though.
So yeah.
I saw of it. Alright, finally then. Did you see the Gifted trailer?
Yeah, X-Men Gifted.
I had no idea that they were doing this.
Me neither.
There was rumours going around for a while that
I thought it was a fake.
Fox were on about doing an X-Men TV series, but nothing really ever kind of got any validity or solidarity or anything kind of cohesive. So I thought, maybe they dropped it then. Because also, Apocalypse wasn't great. It was alright. So that maybe they thought, well, we'll leave it for a while. And obviously they're riding well on Logan, so I'm just like, well, I'll just keep that rolling for a while. And I heard the next film was going to be The New Mutants, which is X-23 and all the kids, and I'm like, they're going to carry on with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, then this trailer just came out of nowhere. I don't know where it fits in the timeline. I don't know what these characters are and what they're capable of and whereabouts it is. I don't know all I know is it's based in the X-Men universe, and it's a bunch of these kids that are finding their powers for the first time, and then the authorities are after them by the looks of it. That's all I know. And I'm just like, I'm kind of intrigued. It was an alright trailer, it wasn't too bad. But it's quite... I'm intrigued just to see what is it they're trying to do with this and where is it being placed.
It is good when something comes out of left field and hits you like that. But with what I saw of it, because for a lot of the trailer, I was watching it like, is this a fake? Yeah, I wasn't buying it.
Yeah.
And then by the end of it, I was there like, remember Heroes, that TV show? It reminded me a lot of that.
Yeah.
And I didn't really get into Heroes that much.
No, I didn't either.
So I was thinking this might fall flat, but...
It really depends on what the characters are.
Yeah, I might give it a shot, but...
They need to have at least a couple of hard-hitting characters, ones that people know.
Well, considering this is even including my mum here, because she's seen it, I'm probably one of the only people in the world still who hasn't seen Logan yet.
Oh, dude.
I know, I need to watch it.
I am... Fuck me, it's good.
But I'll probably watch that, and if it gets me back on the X-Men train, I might go, fuck it, I'll give Gifted a shot.
It will give you... a boost.
Yeah, so I might give it a shot, but it's not something I'm
intrigued more.
Yeah,
I'm intrigued just morely to see where the fuck it lands in the timeline. That's what I want to know. Really.
Yeah.
Right, I think it's question time.
Yeah.
Got some from people.
Oh, we do. Yeah. It's not like we fake them. We never do.
Never do.
Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Questions for Josh.
That's quite upbeat.
It was.
Less monotone.
Yeah, but it started monotone at the start of this episode, but
we've got to build it up.
Yeah.
Okay, at GeekGamer27 says, if you could put an embarrassing tattoo on someone, who would it be, what would it be, and where on their body? I thought that was a pretty good question. So, first of all, who would it be?
Okay, the first name that's popped into my head is you.
Why me?
I don't know, it just has. And probably all the way down your back.
Like a big back piece. Okay.
Yeah, and probably you do like... You know how Steve-O has his little face like that? But you do like the keep it nerdy thing where you put your hands pointed like that, yeah. So that'll be... That's your legacy.
That's pretty funny.
It's you for the rest of the time.
Brilliant. I like that. Okay. At Chris82 says, what film are you most looking forward to? Infinity War or Episode 9? Considering we've not seen anything of any of them yet. Really?
Probably Episode 9, because for two reasons. I've been a Star Wars fan since I was a kid. I'll always be on that Star Wars train. I mean, I might take a day off for like the Infinity Wars. I'm definitely taking a day off for Star Wars. There's no question about it. And the fact that this...
Me too, the midnight showing as well for Last Jedi, by the way.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. Episode 9 will be the end of this latest trilogy, which could bring everything full circle. Because I know Disney said they're planning. They've already announced what they are going to do, but there might be some in the pipeline. I'm hoping that it might just go now. We'll do these spin-offs. 9, that's it. So 9 might be the last ever Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I'm totally there for that.
It is going to be difficult because I love Star Wars. But the Infinity War is the culmination of all these films. More films than Star Wars has done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The amount of films and character building they've done, and they built these characters so well to finally get to the Infinity War and see Thanos kick ass and probably see people die. I think Iron Man.
I think the Infinity Wars thing...
I still think Star Wars is going to have the edge for me if I had to pick one.
I think the Infinity Wars thing is going to be a difficult one because I keep thinking, right, with Thanos and all that, I don't think they will, but they might drop the ball on the hype thing. They've hyped it up so much that it might still be good.
I don't know, because they had the hype thing with Civil War, and that was flawless.
Agreed, but... It's
the same directors. It's the Russo brothers again.
Well, they got to be shitting themselves, because they got to be like, we've got so much expectation to live up to. I know Star Wars is the same.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things in there that's intriguing me that's happened in real life with, like, the Carrie Fisher death and all that. It's like, why? Is this fuck everything up, or what have they changed, or do they not have to change that much? And what have they already wrote 9 or?
They've written the script and everything, yeah.
Right. So it's that whole what from 7 to 9. what was in this guy's head and how was he going to wrap this all up. Because this, obviously, one of the biggest things that's going to be niggling Star Wars fans for The Last Jedi is Luke going to die?
I don't want to see that. It was bad enough seeing Han Solo die, but I can't bring myself to see Luke die.
To me,
I think I'll probably cry because he's just like he's our hero. He's our Jedi. He's our little farm boy that turned hero, and I don't want to see the end of him.
If he doesn't die in Last Jedi, I'm seeing him dying in 9. I'll just say that. So I mean, Han's died, and Leia's maybe not character, but obviously Carrie's gone. So. It would. I know what you mean. It would be kind of like the final nail in the coffin if Hamill's character were to do it. But like what they said in 7 when Kylo killed Han, when he said, "Oh, it's just us now." It's like they want to bring this new generation of characters, and
they have to bite the bullet.
Yeah. So I, as much as every Star Wars fan ever will agree, how much impact Harrison, Mark, and Carrie made on the original trilogy and the Star Wars franchise. Is in the 70s, man. We've got to come back into the 21st century of like if
they're building Rey, Finn, and Poe and Kylo. Well,
if they're going to do
they can carry
a
on.
New generation of Star Wars, new films, they've got to do it with those characters.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if not, they've just got to wrap it all up. And I think the best way to do that is to kill the characters off.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Final question. This is a weird name. John_Johnny.
Johnny.
93. What game do you want made most? I think that's
video game.
Yeah, video game. So I think that's kind of anything's on the table there that's not been invented or even thought of. Just if you could choose?
If I could choose, well, John.
Let me tell you, Johnny.
No. If I'm going to go with 3 here.
3? Fuck me.
Star Wars Force Unleashed 3. Because they can't leave it the way they did.
Yeah, but they're going to.
But because they should!
No, because Disney take control now, and I forget it.
Fuck them.
I know, I want to see the end as well. Just because they ended with...
Slave 1.
Everybody's like, I'm never going to see the end of it!
It's such a piss take. What was the other one? Come on! Bully 2. Because,
Bully was quite
But I love Bully, and the rumours of Bully 2 have been going around the mill for ages, and I thought, again, a Rockstar game, so it ain't going to go wrong. The other one, we've spoken about this so many times.
I think I know what you're going to say.
A proper Star Wars, from the start of it to the end of it, legacy game, where you play as all different characters from... But the whole story.
Full open world story.
Yeah, to the point, like, you play as Obi-Wan, Luke, Han, blah, 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 but level 1 is your Obi-Wan Kenobi or Qui-Gon on that Trade Federation ship, and the last level is either...
Your Rey going against Kylo for the final time.
Maybe, or I would have been fine if it was just 1 to 6. So
I think they'll do it. I think they'll do it after 9's finish.
Yeah, maybe. So pretty much what they did with the Lego Complete Saga, but a normal game.
Open world.
So... You start as Qui-Gon or Obi-Wan's Trade Federation ship, and if it's not Rey, end as either... See, it's easy for me to say maybe end as Luke against Vader in the second Death Star, but the last epic battle I remember from Jedi was when you blew the Death Star. So, as Lando in the Falcon...
Yeah.
Because if you did you ever play Rogue Squadron?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you complete it?
Yeah.
That last level where you got to get out the second Death Star is solid! But when you do it,
you're like, it's amazing.
So, Star Wars. Just
the only other thing I was going to say, but it is going to be happening now, is the open world Pokemon game. But Nintendo have already said that they're developing it for the Switch. Yeah. It is going to happen.
Fine, I'm cool with that.
Oh, I can't wait for that. So, that's it. That's podcast 14, wrapped and done.
About the length of a short film. We're sorry. There you go.
I apologise for that.
We'll be back next month to review...
2 more pay-per-views and loads of other shit that's happened.
Yeah, Extreme Rules and Money in the Bank. Mm-hmm. We hope no one dies, and we hope there's no other dicks blowing arenas up.
Yeah, get a real job.
Yeah. Look, just not this. This is our thing. Yes,
So anyway, like, subscribe, check all the videos out, and we'll see you again in a month's time. Bye.